to say hello. There are some things I'd like to know. Are you feeling okay? Or do you have something to say?
Good evening. My name is Dr. David A. Spencer. Many of you out there might be familiar with me. I'm a pastor and a counselor. This is a new program that I put together, and it's called Let's Talk About It. There's going to be a lot of different subjects that I'm going to be presenting to you, maybe some guests at different times. But today I really wanted to talk about relationships. Very important. You know, there are three types of people that you're going to meet in your life, and you have to be careful where you put these people in your life. You have what's called comrades, constituents, and confidants. Now, a comrade, he is somebody or she is somebody that's with you because you both have something you agree upon, but you don't really care about each other. You just come together to kind of accomplish that goal, and then once that's done, you separate. Then you have constituents. Now, a constituent is someone who gets with you because you have something that will benefit them, and they'll stick around for a while, and once they get what they need, they're gone. Then you have confidants. Confidants are the people who are going to love you through everything. They're going to love you unconditionally. They're in your life to help you become all you want to be and push you and encourage you. So you want to be careful as we get into this message. You want to be careful about who you let where, because you don't want to put a comrade in a confidant's place and tell him all your secrets when you know he's going to go. Or a constituent, they're more like scaffolding on a building. You need them, they're there for a while, but once the building's up, the scaffolding is taken off. And that's okay, you know, it's okay. You're going to have these people in your life anyway. But you want to be careful, especially if you're interested in making a deep friendship or a boyfriend, girlfriend, or engagement or something like that. So again, sometimes we lose sight of what is really important in the relationship. Now, I want to cover here 10 things that are extremely important in a relationship. There are many things to consider in order to develop a strong relationship. And I'm assuming that you want strong relationships because, listen, you don't want to waste your time with people that are just taking you down. You know, people are like an elevator. Either they're going up or they're going down, right? Or they're stagnant. So you want to make sure you have people in your life that are building you up in your vision, in your dream. They're supporting you, and you're supporting them at the same time. So let's talk about 10 essential values. All right? These 10 values should be given and received. They are important. And before you commit to loving, falling in love, or considering a close relationship with anyone, look for these traits. Now, the definition of traits is this: a distinguishing quality as of a personal character. So these 10 values or traits are important and can make, hinder, or break a relationship you're in or considering. Number 1, trust. Trust is key in a relationship. If you find, you've got to, like, I hate to say it, but you've got to kind of game with people to see if you can trust them. You've got to give them a little something and see what they do with it. If they backbite, if they gossip about you and things like that there. You want to test them, as simple as that. You've got to test the spirits to see if they're with you or not. So trust is one of the most important factors in a relationship. If you don't trust the person you are with, whether it be a friend, a relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend, or a marriage, then it's probably not a healthy relationship. It's not stable, a stable relationship, and you most likely will feel insecure about it. So you have to trust your heart. You have to trust your gut feeling when you get involved with these things. Just don't, fall in love because somebody has something you want, or they're good looking, or she's good looking, and he has money, and she got a car and a home. No, those are wrong reasons, okay? Trust grows stronger over time and can definitely be built. Okay, trust can be built, but trust, another thing, is earned. I work in a lot of prisons, and that's a key thing in the prison. I can't even get to talk to the inmates unless I develop trust with them. And once I develop trust with them, they open up, then I can minister to them and help them to the best of my ability. So a lack of trust early on in a relationship just means there is work to do. There's going to be work. We are made for relationships. Relationships are very important. Even God, he said it's not good for man to be alone. It's important. And man means the species man, which includes womb man. So we need to have a relationship together. There's another place in the Bible that says this here. Let me read it to you. In Ecclesiastes 4 and verse 9a, it says, 2 are better than 1 because they have a good return for their labor. Amen. Or in Amos 3 and 3, it tells us, shall 2 walk together at all if they do not know one another? So it's important to build trust, because trust will help you know who you're dealing with. The next one is honesty. Honesty is crucial. I do a lot of divorce counseling, and the main thing I find that causes a divorce is the lack of open and honest communication. Honesty is so important. You have to be willing to be vulnerable. You have to be willing to, give a little of yourself, a little at a time. You don't tell everybody your whole background when you first meet them, or even 6 months. You want to get together with them for a while, see what they're like in good times and bad times, or see what they're like in their habits of studying, reading, and things like that, or going out together. And do you like the same things? You have to be honest with each other. You have to open up. As the relationship develops to deeper levels, you need to be able to peel off another part of you if you really want this relationship to go somewhere. And the other person should be doing this too. It's to reveal more of you and to be open and honest. There's nothing like being honest. You have a clear conscience when you're honest. You don't have anything to have to remember, any negative or any lies. There's no confusion in it. So this is another key trait. So honesty is being truthful, and honest is a major when it comes to relationships. A relationship built on false hope and white lies will crumble in the end. No matter how much you love the other person, being honest leads to good communication, which can strengthen many aspects of a relationship. You see, if you trust somebody, then you're honest with them, and you're going to get honest with them by communicating with them. You've got to communicate. I wrote a book called What Did You Say? And the subtitle is it's not what you say, but why, when, and how you say it. It's very important. And we know that even with communication, your body language, the silent communication is critical. Understanding and looking at the gestures of a person and reading their facial gestures and things of that nature. So it's very important, again, that you first develop trust and then you become honest and open. You've got to do it if you want the relationship to develop and become deep. Mm-hmm. The next one is huge, okay? The next, number 3, I hope you're taking notes. If you're not, you should be. This is important. I do a lot of research for you to try to help you in this. I'm a pastor and an author, a musician, a counselor, a lot of things that I bring to this table for you. So I want you to be ready if you're going to watch the program, because there's going to be information that you probably will never look up. But I love to research and get information for you. So the next is respect. Now, that's another huge one. Even again, I got to go back to the prison, because that's the number 1 rule in prison, respect. And when I first go in, I'll tell the brothers, listen, man, I know you respect me, I'll respect you, and we'll get along. And they know right away that that's the truth. And they'll give you a thumbs up or a high five and say, okay, we'll work on it, right? We'll work it together. So respect. Regardless of sounding like a cliche, love can be blinding. Love can be blinding, especially when it comes to self-worth. No amount of love is worth giving up who you are and the respect you deserve. You deserve respect in a relationship. If your partner or someone is not respecting you, you need to talk about it. You need to put on Google Aretha Franklin and RESPECT, don't know what it means to me, and play that for them, because it's very important that you respect and honor each other's boundaries, that you respect and honor your conversations with each other and giving room for the person to talk. My wife's Native American, and she tells me about in the old days, even now, they have a talking stick. And in other words, they might be in a teepee or a gathering place, and what they'll do is somebody who's talking will have the stick, and no one can talk until that person is done and they pass the stick. Then the other person gets to talk. So there's huge respect there. There's honor in that. And I have to practice that a lot. So we have a tendency to jump in. We have a tendency to want to be heard. We have a tendency to be thinking about what we're going to say and not even listening to what the other person is saying. And that's just the truth. So we want to make sure that we're respecting each other. And again, no amount of love is worth giving up who you are and the respect you deserve. Love is not a justification for disrespect or abuse. If somebody loves you, they're going to respect you. They're going to show you honor. Now, partners must be respectful of each other and who they are for a healthy relationship to grow. How is your relationships? Let me just stop and meddle a little bit. I know you must be thinking about some folks as I'm talking with you. Where do they stand? Are they a comrade? Are they a confidant? Are they a constituent? You have to put these people in the right categories in your life, because if you put people in the wrong place, believe me, it'll hurt you in the long run. It'll hurt you. So try to do that. Try to consider who you're talking to, where they're coming from. The Bible talks about not being unequally yoked. And that's just not a man and a woman that are Christians. It's, education-wise. You want to, is this person I'm dealing with involved in education, or are they just street folk? And there's nothing wrong with getting together and working it out. But you want to know these things about the person that you want to develop a relationship with. I'm going to hit one more, and hopefully I got enough time to do this. Excuse me. It's communication. Now, communication is key in any relationship to define boundaries. And just talked about boundaries. Even my wife and I, we have boundaries. You've got to have boundaries. It doesn't matter how much in love you are. Men have to have a man cave. There's a boundary. Don't come in my man cave. That's what I do. Amen. And you women, you're like, don't come in my kitchen, or even don't come in the house and try to put your stuff here. So that's a boundary you have to respect in the relationship. You need to express feelings, needs, and expectations. You need it to solve conflicts, and even need it when it comes to intimacy. Some of you, you got to think about that one. Boundaries and intimacy. You don't be forcing people to do what they don't want to do, and you need, again, to trust, be open, respect each other, and be honest with each other, even in those intimate situations, whether you're married or, I don't particularly approve or agree with fornication, but what you do is on you and between you and God. But you want to have boundaries, is what I'm saying. Without good communication, how can anything in a relationship be clear and the rest of these values be strengthened? You've got to communicate. You've got to talk. You've got to be open, honest. You've got to respect one another. You've got to develop a deep trust, especially in marriage. Now, some of you married people, you might be on the verge of divorce right now. And I'm going to tell you something. It's all about open and honest. If you can do that, if you're willing to make yourself vulnerable, you will change your mind about your divorce. Because that's that important. It's a key. A lot of us grew up and we have insecurities and things, and now you're married and you still have that. Well, that's the way it is, but talk to your mate about it. They're supposed to understand. They're your life partner. You're supposed to be able to trust them. And that is also a way that you'll know if you can't trust them. So again, we talked about trust, honesty, respect, and communication. Now, next week, I'm going to pick up again, and there's 5 more traits that we want to go over. I hope that you've enjoyed this time, and again, see the information at the end of this program. And if I can help you in any way, let me know. All right. God bless you all, and I'll see you all later. Amen. Let's talk about it. Yeah, bye-bye.
Just come to say hello. There are some things I'd like to know. Are you feeling okay? Or do you have something to say?